Hello everyone and welcome to lesson 3 on Intro to CSS. Now, I haven't done too much. I changed a couple of things since last week. I just added page 2, page 3, page 4, and currently they don't link anywhere, but they do look like links. You can click on them, they just don't do anything. So what we're going to do this week is I'm going to teach you guys a little bit more about how the CSS affects this page. I just wanted you guys to take a look at this page. This code will be in the comments below if you would like to copy it and follow along in your own text editor. But another note once again is if you don't have a picture saved, then nothing will show up here. It will just show up a little square and say buildings, because that's the alternate text that I have. If you are using VSC or Visual Studio Code, I recommend you get Live Server. You go and download it in the extensions, which I cover in my first lesson video of this series. Live Server allows you to be able to just save the page and it immediately takes effect. Like if I get rid of this word page and then I hit save, give it a second, there it goes, boom. 3 just shows up because there's no more page there. So I'm gonna put page back, hit save. Within a couple seconds that pops up. I don't have to do anything, it just automatically updates as I go. This is all just taking place on my computer, not online or anything. This is all just taking place. That's how Live Server works. It just does this on your computer. Alright, let's jump in. Let's get going, okay? So I have a couple things that I saved from last week, which is just header and footer, and these are just making the background color a certain color. I'm actually going to change this real quick to white, just so that our words are easier to see, at least in our footer. And then as I go through the rest of the stuff, you'll be able to see. I'm going to change those colors probably as well, so they're not so hidden. They're kind of hidden in that one. So as we start off, I was telling you guys about how you can use classes to change like the names of things and how big you want them to be and whatnot. You can also refer specifically to a parent and a child. And what I mean by that is you can consider, like, for example, footer might be a parent and then P is a child. Body is a parent and header is a child. Or header could be a parent and nav can be a child. So I'm just talking about like a hierarchy. So one above the other, or one is inside the other, or embedded inside the other. So if you want to refer to a specific child of a parent, you can do that. And how you do that is you would say footer P, and then this will be specifically only the paragraphs inside the footer. So it's very specific. And then you can do something called padding. Let's do that right now. 25px. Once again, I will tell you guys more about px as we go further on. And that added some padding around the color. So that's pretty cool, right? You can add some padding around that. I think that's pretty fancy. Let's see, if we want to change the H1 a little bit, if we think that's a little too close to the picture, let's do that. Let's fix that right here. Let's go H1, and then we'll just do like let's do margin. That's what I'll do. Margin 50 px and 0. Now, there's a reason why there's 2 numbers here. See how that added a little more space. That's kind of nice. Let's do a little comment here real quick, and then we'll comment that. And you say like, so this first number, the 50, refers to the top and bottom of your margin. So by adding 50, it's adding more to the top and bottom. The 0 is referring to the side to side. So if I did put something in here, if I put 50 px in here, that would scoot it forward just a bit. For the most part though, we don't want to use px as much as possible. We're going to try not to use px, especially for like margins and stuff, unless it's top to bottom. That's pretty okay. But and I'll explain a little bit more about that probably next lesson. I'll explain, or maybe at the very end of this lesson, I'll talk a little bit about px and em and what the percentages do and stuff like that. But for right now, we can just leave it as is. Just remember that the first number is top to bottom, or top and bottom really, and then second, let's create a new page for this one. Second number is left and right. There we go. Now we can change our nav, which I kind of already have done. I gave the header, I didn't give the nav this color grading. But you can, if you want to, change this instead of saying header, because you don't want just the header to do this. You also want the nav to be a certain color. So I'm going to change this. I'm going to put it as nav. Hit save. And then I'm going to put a padding to this. Make that look better. So let's do some padding. We're going to do also probably like 25. We'll do px. Okay, nice. So now by doing nav, which is where all of those navigation links are saved, just right here, this whole thing, that makes that whole block kind of stretch out, makes it look nice and pretty. That's pretty nice, okay. Let's also change the color of the text so that it's easier to see. Let's do A. A is the link, by the way, just in case you're curious. This is how you call links. I know I said that in my first lesson, but just to reiterate, how you use links is A. A is the default word that you use for links, just like H1 is the default word for a header, and A is for links and stuff. So you could say A, and you could say color, and you could do like white, for example, make it a little easier to see. That changes all the color to white. Okay, pretty good, pretty good. All right, this is looking a little bit better. I like the way this is getting. Okay. For example, if you don't like how spaced out these are, these have some automatic spacing. Like down here, you can see they have some automatic. There's some automatic spacing that the default browser gives it. If you don't want that, that's okay. You can get rid of it. Let's just do, we'll do the body. And then we'll do a margin. And then we'll say 0 on the margin. And you see that kind of shrinked it up a little bit. It didn't do it a whole lot, but it shrank it up just a little bit. That gets rid of like the default spacing that the browser automatically gives each website that it's a part of. All right, lastly today, I'm gonna show you guys how to create a border around your image. I'm actually gonna get rid of this because I don't particularly want it. So let's get rid of that. Yeah, see, there you go. There's the extra space given back to it on the left side. So if you want to get rid of that, you could. So let's get a border around the picture just for fun, just to get that going. Let's put it right here. You can refer to every image in your entire page by doing img, because that is the tag that the image has. If you wanted to refer to specific images or only images in a certain section, things like that, we'll get into that. We use class for that kind of thing, but we'll worry about that as we get a little bit further into that. For right now, we can just refer to every image because there's only one image here. And then what you use is you call something called border, okay? And then you do for. We'll do px for now because that's not really going to be something that changes. And then we'll do a color. Let's just do steel blue. That's pretty good. Oh, we need, right. So sorry. We're going to put a solid right here. There we go. Boom. All right, and then you have a nice little border here, and it's steel blue. You can change the color. You can change it to white. Well, white you wouldn't be able to see. But you can change it to whatever you want, but that's how you create a border around your image. It's actually very, very nice. I can't remember why you need the solid. I just thought of that. I don't actually remember why you need the solid keyword there, but you do. I'm actually gonna Google that right now because I just don't know. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Okay, but that's interesting. Interesting thought. I didn't know that before, but now I do. Apparently. If you don't put, you need to put a descriptor, I guess. It's a keyword descriptor that describes how you want your border to be. And if you leave it blank, that leaves it as none, which means that you can't see your border. It's invisible. So I didn't know that, but now you guys know that too. Now we all know. We've learned a little bit of something today. So you always need a keyword to describe what the border is doing, and that's very interesting. I didn't know that. But anyway, yep, this is your size. If you wanted to up it to 5, you could. Makes it a little bit bigger. Make it like 10, make it huge. It's actually not as huge as I thought it was going to be. But yeah, keep updating that. Once again, guys, play with it, have fun, make different stuff. You can call pretty much anything here in your CSS. You can update your index if you guys want to play around with that and put different images in it, put different words in it. Don't want it to say sample, you want it to say something else. That's quite all right. You can do that as well. Pretty soon we're going to be learning how to center our images and center all the rest of our stuff, and we'll be moving on to all that stuff. So make sure you guys are subscribed and stick around for the rest of that. This is going to be a lot of fun, guys. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.